Alright, giddy up. Welcome to another edition of the VHL video chat. We've got our first one of the year. Been a until this point, I guess, for the VHL. The agents have been in full action on the signings. I know some of you seen on some. Quite a few still. We're testing as many as we can. Everybody's on there pretty well daily coming in. It's trying to work out where it should be. We've been going under a new approach the last couple of years, especially kind of brought it to us, where aren't so much the maximum dollar like we would through the auction, but we are trying to get the fair deal we can. It makes sense as far as term, and if you're having difficulty signing some guys, often it's considering what's in the best of the player for term. Like I'm just approaching UFA. Likely is in line a longer term deal unless you're really those dollars up, or they're likely shorter term and get themselves to you. At the same time, a guy who's just developing to break out isn't going to long term deal at lower dollars just because the number of cents on a comparable player for being. He would do that on a short term, on a long term. So if you're doing a long term, you're going to be getting more money. So I know I've taken an approach where I'm doing shorter term deals. Part of the team's going, part of it's the way, just the age of the player I'm negotiating. An older player is going to try and get a maximum term they can, or a player who's broke, who previously hasn't kind of been a middling player, somebody like a Leo Kumov or something like that, who's not been a top player. For this season he has, best chance to cash in on either bigger dollars or kind of guarantee a roster. So, at a time, all of our agents are active, and they are their ideas. A lot of times we can come to agreements, but there's a lot where we don't. And so that's why if you lay on your responses, that's why. Not that we're ignoring them, they are all that. And with every day. It's 2-3 pages at least per player in our discussions. We can get done quickly. Just our responses, and there we have copies of your counters again. So they're all in there, and we have to through it all and then do an agreement on where the player should. I guess we are still going to do the auction this year. We looked at how it went last year, pros and cons after it finished. We haven't really brought it to light again for discussions right now, beginning with the signings. But we're going to look at a couple of tweaks perhaps that we had suggested. So those to you a bit later. We'll do another video for that. So we are looking at it, but we are going to definitely do the auction again. Successful. So some way, been quite busy the last month. The early part of the year, people are kind of dealing with at home. Doldrums of early winter, excited about the NHL season. Little reality sets in for your team, one way or another. Sometimes Leaf bad, which is hilarious. Kind of surprised in the real NHL, but where Boston is, I'd be a good team. I didn't think that was super good. I think last year's more disappointment. 96 points and missed the playoffs. It wasn't like they were a bad team. They did lose a couple of parts. Writing them off, I don't understand why. It's not like the East is that powerful. So I was kind of surprised early in the insiders with Boston in such a way, but they've been on a tear lately. So I think they had 18 wins in their last 22. Only given up 6 points in that time. So been nice to see. Some of you. I know some other things. Connor, I guess, is playing. I heard the other day since he's come back, he scored in the NHL. Which for Edmonton eventually, if they can ever figure shit out. What other stories? I like Jack Eichel's play. Watching him a lot. I have him and some Larkin. A lot of good rookies now. Surprisingly, a few of them. Change. I don't know. I've been watching a fair bit of it lately. For myself, I had a very busy. Took a voluntary leave about a week and a half before Christmas. Spent some time with the kids. Back to work in maybe 3-4 weeks. So took some time off, which was neat. Rest the body, time with the kids and that sort of thing. So I also saved on dates. So that's kind of where I've been at. So I had a busy. That's why I wasn't on the boards as much as normal. Wolf was kind of keeping an eye on things. He's not completely useless. We kind of keep him around. Some reasons, I guess. Anyways, I guess As far as the league goes, things have been good. I can really pick up again. We're a league. We've pretty well been for a couple of years now, which is nice to see. I'd like to welcome our newest GM is in Winnipeg. I think we're going to actually end up with a long time out of this, finally, for that which has needed it. And it's Matt Nielsen. He's a friend of the Anaheim GM, Nui. He's been on our waiting list maybe a year. I'd actually kind of forgotten he was on there. I probably could have moved him in about a month sooner, maybe. I kind of was holding on Winnipeg there, hoping him was going to come back again, because he's been in it 3 times now. So I've kind of held, I've left his profile on the board active. Guys like that, where they've been involved in the league, and I still keep their access. So guys like Ron Holmesy, Jason, Mike Brown, who came back to. They've been the last Winnipeg GM, actually. I can't remember him or Jason, but there's a few guys anyways. But at least the good guys we keep them on the board if they want to return. Don't lose their whole profile. And then we get a guy like Dustin in Anaheim, 3rd profile now. For some reason, he just can't seem to remember his password and locks himself regularly. So if you've been told to him, that's probably why. He's got another new profile. But he also got himself his laptop fired up, so now he can actually send in lines. It's actually beneficial to his team. We will be Dustin a little bit later, actually, too. Pardon me. I don't think we're going to have many calls today. It's hard lining guys up, probably because I didn't do this the last 2 weeks. Got to keep fluid. Got a bit of a cold. So yeah, we'll be talking to Doug. I don't know otherwise. We'll have another. We'll see. Just a couple things within our league. The biggest thing, I guess, as of yesterday, our cap has gone up. Our cap was at $69 million max at this time of year, but it's prior to our trade deadline. We elevate our cap by 10%. It's how the NHL cost falls off. So later in the year, a 7 players, like a $2 million player, come to. So to allow for those types of deals to happen, we just do it with a 10%. This is the simplest way to implement the cap structure similar to the NHL. That'll bring our cap up by $6.9 million, taking it to $75.9. The only catch with that is that you exceed next year's cap. So for us next year, I believe is 71. I have to confirm exactly, but as long as you're around 1 or under committed contracts for next, then we'll be doing your trade. So most guys have enough UFAs on their team that they'll be anywhere close to that. I think I'm be 45, maybe 50 million next year. So there's a play there. But so it allows you to add big pieces to put a run. It also helps those teams rebuild or restocking or selling days to deal those to get some as well. It increases trade. I can't even remember now. We did discuss it, but it was a record deals we had in the last month prior to our deadline. And with our activity and our group of GMs, see why we wouldn't hit that again. So there's lots of ways you can improve your team. There are definitely some teams use it. There's a lot of really good teams there. Vancouver springs to mind. They've got a fantastic group of, except maybe Kadri. But theirs is lacking, big time. They need a little bit of veteran leadership back there. That's the group, but they don't have anything that could carry minutes and put them over the top. So I could see them making a move on defense. Carolina would be enough to see them making some moves. He was up that, but his depth isn't as it could be. All those deals in the offseason, he's got some questionable bits there. Raymond and Shane Prince, who's not ready yet. Bellemare, hell's a Bellemare? What are you doing? Ryan Reed on his roster. So there's a team that can be adding. Defense core is not bad. He could use another team. Some of the other teams up there. Boston, well, they have a lot of depth. Columbus. You need. You could use some dinner, that's for sure. Kessler, the first liner anymore. Dubinsky, he's a solid player, but not a top line guy. He could use some forward depth. His defense is good. even with a enough in there, he's still pretty solid. Goaltending's another one he could go after. Ottawa, always looking for sure. They've done some already. I moved Regier to him last night. Defense is aging, but solid. Definitely can use some forward depth. He's got some unrated players, and a number of them on there. Pretty well just because of cap reasons. Just for you guys that are out there looking for people to move to. The Islanders are in a playoff position, and they definitely could use some help as well. They've got a pretty balanced. Could use some top end talent, maybe some top A's, and also a defenseman. They're amazing acting goal, so no issue there. My team's actually in a playoff spot, solidly in one. I have no doubt I'll make this year. Two of the best 5 players in the same week, and the team just continues to win. I'm not sure why. I guess I'm just a sim genius. I don't know. The pieces I added, I youthful pieces, but in the same time I was taking back. And in doing that, you gain the veterans, you get the stats, which helps you in the sim. So I think that's what it is. My veterans on there are just keeping myself up there. I can actually myself adding some pieces as well, because I really, really, really want to meet up with Wolf at some point. His team out of the playoffs. And the other one I'd like to know is Aaron, just because we've been battling for years. So it would be really funny if, after all the years of me trying to get that illusion in the last 4 or 5 years now, which I've practically owned for the first half of this league's, it'd be quite funny if I got rid of both Ovechkin and Tavares. But never know. But I would probably still add a piece or two at the right price. I wouldn't move anything that I've been gaining now. I'll talk more about it shortly. Is in the mix. Washington's in the mix. That's some of the ones in it. The East is starting to get pretty locked up. Detroit and Tampa are the only two that could really for a playoff position. Tony to be disappointed in Tampa. He sold a lot of pieces, as did Wolf, to try and be the winner. He even made deals about a month ago, still adding more pieces to try and win. So he's killed his prospect. Hasn't killed it, but he's used it. And he's a guy who was everything he could for years now. In aspects, but he's tried to team right in there, competitive. I don't know what's happened lately. His team's fallen out of it. Pardon me. Time to turn it around though. Good to see Detroit make. A few others. I don't know whether Matt there in Philly. He just can't get that team to win. What it is. I don't know if it's. I can't say it's line sending, who knows. That helps some guys, help others, so I don't know. I barely ever send in line. So I don't difference in any cases, but from teams it does. Playing with those fighters and position, time sort of thing can help teams. So the Rangers were dropped off. Pittsburgh, Brad, I don't know. That's a guy, if this was a real league, I'm sure he'd be fighting over his team's showing. Mind you, he did have player scratched for a number of games. I'd gotten hurt at some point, and Brad just never got the time to get sent in, so we've got him back in the lineup there. Back west, we've got the usual suspects, Chicago, always right there. Although Minnesota isn't a team they have been, I don't know. Winnipeg is into a playoff. Good to see. He added from my team certainly will help. Cleared some cap space, so I imagine that's another team line. They could use some depth. We spoke about Vancouver, Edmonton. Lewis make deals. That team could for sure. I know defense is an issue for sure there. Joe in San Jose. I'm sure he's got that team into a play again after last year. That team transitions quite quickly from playoff team to non-team. Well to the quality of the GM he is. Guys think about him. Agents sometimes with his off are an issue. He loves stuff, so he doesn't really care what people think. He just does it for enjoyment. He's good to deal with in trades. He can be difficult to deal with in trades, or he can be very easy to deal with in trades. It's just he players the way he views them, and it isn't always the way other guys would. Yeah, he does know a lot about AHL, so I think that part of his thinking, because he does pay really close providence. So I think that play into his mindset on what the players are. Some others might, being an American too, he's also going to look at things differently, a little bit. That's not being stereotypical. Just they do view the game a little different, a little different media game going on that's influencing what Canadians will think about hockey. So that comes into it. But he's there and always looking to make deals, and now that the Caps are sure he'll be using that space up. Lewis, again in the playoffs, Colorado in the playoffs. West is terrible compared to our really terrible. But these are teams I think should have touched regardless. It's just kind of a focus. Dustin in Anaheim, he's almost back into a playoff spot. Is 13 games under 500. So that's interesting. Arizona, he could easily get in. Tanty there. There's a lot that could do. There's a lot of teams that could still make that playoff spot, card spot. They're sitting at 54 points right now, right down to maybe even 47 points. That might be a bit far. Calgary at 50 could. Mind you, they've played more games. Arizona and Anaheim definitely in the mix. There's still a lot to be determined. I think the East a little less. So I see some guys starting to make some moves. Sorry, I said Tanty in Arizona. That's not. That's the crazy redhead that's in Arizona. From the Newfoundland area there. I haven't actually spoken to him in a while. He'd be a great guy to get onto this. So one I'm going to target here soon to do that. I tried Frenchman on here. I walked into another one of his Comic-Con conferences or what it is, but and Lewis there, he works night. He couldn't make it today. I'd love to get him time because I just want to hear what it's all about, the Comic-Con stuff with a French accent. I think that would be hilarious. It'd be like a French Sheldon. That's what I'm. I don't know exactly what that would sound like, but I think great. Especially if I can get off, because I don't think it takes much. Yeah, it just touched, so it would be great. But he'd be a lot of fun to talk to. So a lot of guys on this league I'd love to have on here. Brad, or I think he's busy. I think he had a kid or got married, something. I forget now. But been busy. The guys are. We've grown up through the A together. A lot of the GMs are the original. So life moves on. Aaron's he's another one. Him, PHL, and then this league and he's all over the place. Come back from London, I believe, today. He's all over for work, so it's hard to catch up with guys sometimes. I'm just gonna refresh the site. Who's on here, and then we're gonna take our first call. All right, do this.
Hello?
Dustin Mooey.
How's it going?
Not bad, man.
Pretty good.
You hear me?
Yep.
Are you getting any echo?
It's actually not too bad.
Oh. How you been?
Yeah, been good.
Yeah?
How are you?
Good. Your finger sore?
Yeah, my finger's sore.
Yeah.
My middle finger's sore too. I got another tattoo.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I just figured from you fast, but no, just kidding.
Maybe.
Yeah. So you're on the video here. We just phoned a little while ago.
Nice.
Yeah. So why can't you keep a profile?
I don't know. I popped up and working, and I tried to log in, and I logged in on my laptop, and then it wouldn't let me log in on my phone. Totally screwed up both of them.
Well done.
So.
Well, I think Lewis has been, because he was asking on the staff board where you been. Said, well, he had to make another profile because he locked himself.
Oh.
So I don't know. He put an offer or something.
Which GM's he for?
Edmonton.
Nope, haven't got an offer from Edmonton. I got from Dallas and
Yeah.
Rangers. Then I'm kind of falling over.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I can't what you two teams would be talking about.
Well, it's not a big deal, but
No, but You're both kind of position, kind of. I surprised. That's
Yeah, and it's it is what it is.
even Dallas too. Dallas is always looking to do deals. Anything he can improve.
Yeah, well, as soon as I got Aho permit, he's been all over that.
Yeah, bastard he is, eh?
So, exactly. As soon as I got, it wasn't even like a couple hours after I made that, I was getting offers. So
what? So do you know our cap went up as of last night?
Yes, I saw that.
What are your plans for now that you're only 1 point out of the playoffs?
I'm only 1 point out of the playoffs. Jesus. I wasn't planning on being in that position.
That's the response you're supposed to have, eh? Supposed to be excited.
I am excited. So I should put Hutchinson back then.
Well, who's been in net?
It was Hutchinson, sorry. I should put Pavlik back in net. No, it was Hutchinson, and then for the last in Calvin Pickard.
Well, you've played a few more games, Colorado, but you're 1 point out.
Wow. I didn't realize that.
Well, you're still 13 games under 5, don't worry.
Yeah, I kind of figured I don't think I'll make the playoffs, or you never know what might happen.
Yeah.
But,
you're in ninth.
I got rid of Edler.
Yeah?
Just trying to re-sign my RFAs and who I want to keep.
Yeah.
Re-signing.
No, we, a reminder for the league too, we do UFA re-signings as of the end of season.
Yeah.
RFA, but UFA shuts down then, and any unsigned become auction available.
Yeah, I got a couple offers for RFAs. I've had a couple offers. One in particular, kind of mulling over if I want to re-sign them right now, or...
Yeah, I never like to jump to sign guys too quickly in case to trade them later.
Yeah, well, you can trade RFAs.
RFAs, yeah. A lot of guys try and, I don't know, ink them too early. I kind of hold off. I'm really sure I'm keeping a guy.
Yeah, well, for sure, since moving to Edler, sure you're going to be trying to re-sign.
Oh, yeah.
So.
What do you think it's going to take for him?
I don't know.
You done any on comparables or anything yet?
I've been doing some checking and doing, some there, seeing kind of what he's going to, kind of hoping Dallas would trigger and sign him here since trading for him. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. That always NHL team does.
Yeah, just because he's in a contract in the NHL and at the end of his going to be up in the air to offer him, where he can look at comparables, where what he signed, shall he can try and get him signed for that, or maybe depending, but I'm just kind of trying to find some other compare him against and contract against to try and re-sign him.
We've got a lot of deals finally finished and tied up this year, so you should have something on the boards you can have a look at between that years.
Yeah, I totally looking at is like the current signings and last year's signings, and who signed for what and how many years. That's been helping me out with a couple of other on my team that aren't signed yet in the NU, so.
So, I gave you a lot of flack last year for trading RNH. But you traded Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, right? And he's on the block again in our league.
Oh, really?
Turns out you may have been right about him because he really hasn't developed in the NHL like a lot of guys thought. He's taken a big step back, so I think you actually might have made a good deal there.
Got good return for what he was worth at the time. We're not going to get what you probably got last year for him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when same with Skinner, and he's had some health issues, and he's still, been kind of,
So how far away do you think you are, though?
Me? How far away?
Yeah.
A couple of years. I mean, I got McDavid.
That helps.
I'm going to probably him on the list for another season so that when I do sign him, he'll have a year in NHL stats to bolster him. So.
Is he going to be games played?
Yes, he will.
Really?
Yeah, because he went down at 16 games, I think, when he went down, and even if he plays the rest of the season, he's going to be at like 45 games, I think.
50?
50.
50. Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, I'm on the prospects to, get him. So like when I win, sign him at his entry level contract should be darn good.
Oh yeah, that's a huge for you.
Yeah, no, I was a little upset at the time. It was like he's going to be out for this long. Oh, man, I could probably keep him on this list another season to get even more stats, even that much longer. And then now I have to sign him.
Yeah.
This year, 60 plus games.
So you'll be able to do them in alternate.
Now I can do alternate on those two guys.
That's good. That's huge for you.
Yeah, so it worked out in my favor.
Yeah. Wow.
So.
That's good.
I mean, he's still doing great. Like he's a point guy still. So, and like that one game, like wow.
Yeah. Oh, he's incredible.
Yeah. Looking forward when he comes. I got some good, I got people that can come up on the wing there. Got a few there that I'm pretty excited about on my prospects list compared to what I had took over the team. So,
yeah. How's your buddy Matt like so far?
Was it?
Yeah.
So excited when he got me. He kept bugging me because I'd be getting offers and him, hey man, I got this offer. He'd be all like, oh yeah. He's like, when am I gonna get in? When's the team gonna go? And then I was talking to you that.
Yeah.
And talk one day, and you're like, well, I think Winnipeg's available. So I said, yeah, if I'll take off. And he was so excited, he yelled in the phone.
Really good.
He's in great shit. And I'm like, no man, you're the new GM.
I saw the team.
Yeah, and then he saw the team. I mean, he's happy with the team. I mean, some of those salaries to lunch.
Yeah.
Kunitz, which I don't know how that got picked up. I mean, he's making with the NHL.
Who's that? Who?
Chris Kunitz.
Oh, Kunitz, yeah.
Years, and I think Toronto picked.
Yeah, and I don't know why they're.
$6 million and making like $3 million in the end. He's 36 years old.
Yeah.
And it's not like a year-long contract. I think it's like 2 or 3.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I was surprised. Clear. I considered it what my team's doing, but I don't want to be. I didn't want to do it long term. I had enough time swallowing Dustin Brown in my return deal I made with Matt.
Yeah.
But I don't. He's still as a player, and he's not that old. I can play the contract out. So.
Sure. I mean, Matt tried Brown on me. He tried to dump Cooney, but I wasn't budging unless he held half salary.
Yeah.
At least, and he did that. So.
I've held my salary this year for the first time in the league.
Yeah.
I've never had cap hits there at all. I think I'm one of the only teams.
I like to try and keep it minimal, like one.
Yeah, well, I've only got 1 year. But.
Yeah, I got one held salary off the books next season, and that's about $2 million. And then I got one more season with Edler, on salary on him to help that cap-wise.
Yeah, I've considered buying out David Boland. He's got years, but I'm at this point in the year where I'm going to use his playoff run, and then I'm next year and only have to have the 1 year cap half the price. So I might as well wait.
Yeah. I'm buying out one player for sure, Coletta, because he's down in the minors. See him coming back up into the NHL anyway.
No.
And as he's not, he ain't going to be making what he used to be, so might as well, let him go to free agency.
Yep. So you seen any surprises for the VHL this year? As far as teams or teams?
Yeah, teams that give us freaking first round picks.
Don't you love that? Doesn't mean they're going to work. It doesn't always work.
No, it doesn't. I mean, big gamble taking picks, right? So
yeah. Hit on them.
I mean, you now, like, after only the 3 rounds we do, selected in the last other rounds, and then you can kind of claim if you got the roster, if you got the room. I kind of like that, and then you kind of pull guys that you don't have to waste a pick on or anything.
Yeah, it's all
there.
Crapshoot.
Yeah, it's still a crapshoot, but at least you're not giving up a pick, and you didn't waste a pick on that. You get to, it's a crapshoot, but I mean, it's a win-win. If it doesn't pan out, you just drop them and use anything. You didn't waste nothing. So, I don't like that. I got a couple playlists. I mean, I dropped a couple of guys Well, I dropped one player to make that one deal go through that last year pickup. I didn't waste a draft pick on him. And the other two were already on this list when I got the team.
So. Any other surprises in the league? Paying that much attention?
I'm on there. I mean, I'm looking at where I'm at, kind of, and what's being said on the boards and trades, stuff like that, and the re-signings. I'm paying attention to where everybody's at. I mean, I guess one of the biggest surprises is going to be in the top 3 of the league there.
Yeah.
After being dead last year, so good on you for turning that around.
I think he did just because, well, I kept telling him that because he was so bad. I said, if you want, I'll give you teams, make your team a playoff team in a year. I think he took it to heart and said, I could probably do something here. Off my ass and actually dealt some. So he flipped some prospects and dealt some, and now, yeah, in great shape.
Yeah, awesome. That was a big surprise last year. So
It just my theories is you don't need 5 to build a team if you properly. You don't have you don't have to complete.
He traded his overall pick, which was cool, and got a really good package of players, Boston.
Yeah.
So that helped him out a lot there. And the little deals that he made, and he's got there, and he's looking.
East is stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah.
A team in the East that wouldn't make the playoffs. It's
for sure
crazy how bad the West is.
Yeah. I guess I'm part of that.
Part of that for years. You're 54 points and 3 points. You're 1 point out of the playoff. The last team is Pittsburgh, and they have 56 points.
Oh wow!
It would be in your wild card spot in the West.
Yeah, for sure. That's insane.
You got teams at the bottom of our East. Pittsburgh, the Rangers, who they sent a lot out. Philadelphia, who's been underachieving. Toronto, who was in the finals last year.
They were. Yeah, they're dead last in the league.
Yeah. Teams that should not be there. It's just crazy, the East and the West. I don't know how it'll ever be corrected until guys. There's just a lot of these West guys take the long-term rebuild, which my team is not a long rebuild.
No.
It's a very short rebuild.
How many picks do you got now in 17?
In 2018, I have. Let's see. It's going to be more than it is. I think last check I was around 13 picks the last time I looked. I'm just going to convert. But I only have 1 first rounder that year.
That's going from 0 picks the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I've had 0 picks for a number of years, but I slowly started building last year. And I did it for 2017, thinking I'd still have 2 years to really kind of use some picks to tap and see if I could still be elite. But I started gathering 2017, guessing 2 years away, and then this year I kind of got bored, and then I kind of realized I was in cap and it was going to be too hard to fix it again. I probably could have survived this off season. Definitely would have had to move one of Tavares or Ovechkin. So I started putting a few away, and I'm at 1 first round, 6 second rounders, 6 thirds so far.
Wow.
For 27, 3 picks so far for this year, and I'll have some more.
Wow.
I don't first, which I don't care because I'm still going to be in this year for sure.
Yeah.
My defense core next year, I think, is. You took Josie out of the equation. I think I'm only going to have $1 million committed to 5 very, very good defensemen.
Oh, deadly.
So I should be able to something in free agency and keep myself solid enough next year that Dallas is picking for me.
Yeah.
Goal. And then you really don't. I don't want to help him. And by that point, Dylan Strome, the following year, he should have been in the NHL next year. The following year, he should be well rated.
Good pickup for you.
I think so. I'm gonna have an amazing defense, and
it's funny. Somewhere I was going through the and it said something about Strome. You said, Strome's a. Yeah, last year.
We did.
Last year, because when I took Hannafin at 3rd, he said, "Oh, you should have taken Strome or something," and then you're like, "Good. You made the right choice. Strome's a bum." And now you have him.
I kind of got talked into it. I talk to GMs when I'm doing deals this big, and there's guys I talk to and prospects better, and they said he was an ideal for a guy like Ovechkin.
Yeah, exactly.
I had to be a little more careful. I had to be a little more careful with that deal. So I have a lot more.
Which guy did you get in that one, in that prospect?
In that one, that one was Bank was back as a kind of a player for now. Abdicator, who I knew on a flip. I got Shore, who's
Shea Theodore, that was him.
Damon Seversman, who's also a very good young defenseman, and I got a first and a second as well. So
yeah.
Tavares I had signed through only next year. So I knew my next, and I got him at $7.5 million or something. He was that was going to go up way I could afford. So
probably.
and so I'm still the very, very good. Like I have Dougie Hamilton now in the mix for youth.
Yeah.
I have Baum, who's on a young, cheap con. So my defense core is going to be fantastic. I haven't had that since winning the cups in this league with Chris and Nicholas Lidstrom leading the way on my defense.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm defense heavy too right now. Some prospects.
You have Seth Jones too, don't you?
Yep.
Oh.
His brother, who's doing actually really good in WHL or wherever he's playing right now.
Oh yeah.
Tony, he's like, hey man, taking Caleb Jones might be working out for you because they're actually doing really well right now. I was like, oh yeah, sweet.
Well, Nicholas used to be a mismatch of guys I'd never heard of pretty well. It was I'd have the odd other here, like a Ryan Donato, a couple guys people have heard of, but now I've also got Frankie Vetrano. Go along that. Who's the other one? He's on the farm. He got signed, which I wasn't happy about. Guys that signed them, I traded for them. Coco Koklichev. They're from Boston. He's like in AHL scoring. And what's the other one? Mirko Mueller, young D. So they're both entry level already. So.
Nice. Yeah, I got 4 centers on my. So I got 3 left wingers on my prospects. 11D. And I mean that's no Brenton Goulet, Dermott, Caleb Jones, Billy Saliarve, Ethan Fleury. So I'm pretty good on the back end and especially with what I got right now.
Yeah.
You know, like I got Stones, Chris Russell. I got a few good back end pieces. I got some guys on the farm. He's giving Jordan Wheel a shot right now, which is good. So, you know, he might turn out to be something. I mean, I didn't. That was way back. He was picked before I even knew about this league. So I'm working out now that he got traded from LA to Philly. And working out there. So, you know, I'm just kind of, I mean, this year I got 2, I believe, going on.
The only thing I don't really have is a lot of depth. Well, I do have goaltending, but I don't have a young. So, like, I've got Tuukka Rask, who likely gonna re-sign. On the block, but I had some discussions with one of the GMs, and it just wasn't near enough for me to jump.
I finally got this from Edmonton.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, over the prospect limit of 20 and have 3. And I mean, the deal I said dropped.
The police were after you.
What?
The police after you, were they?
The police were after me, even though In the Bed dropped the Andong song and all those guys.
Yeah. What's your fault?
I am 20 limit.
Yeah.
I did Andong song and a couple of who else was that? Stephen Shipley and Matthias Lind are the guys dropped when I made that deal, so that would go through, right?
Yeah. Maybe just Wolf another message about that, and I'll get that done.
Yeah, I'll send him. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I got Russell, Seth Jones. I like Brayden McNabb too. Still pretty good. He signed long term, 4 years and 5.
Yeah.
Bad. And then where is it? Argentina. Our team roster. Yeah. Justin Baker, he was up in the show this year for Buffalo and was doing that. He kind of been going back and forth.
Yeah.
He's still, somebody signed him for an entry-level contract. So, and Kettle on D. I just got some pluggers on the farm, but I mean, I'm looking forward to what this draft is bringing because they're saying like first 5 to 10 players in this draft will be playing in the NHL.
Question for you:
So,
are you using both of your profiles?
No, sir.
Well, how come you were on 16 hours ago with one and you're online with the other right now?
Oh shit. Well, I'll log out of this one.
I don't care. Just is one on.
I thought this one. That's my bad.
I don't know. On your phone with the other?
Yeah, the other one's on my phone.
Ah, that's all.
I mostly do everything on my phone.
Yeah.
Mostly I just use the computer in my lap.
How can you not find that password then right now?
I don't know.
Can you not request it?
I tried, and it checked the thing to redo it. It says change your password. I changed the password on, and it's saying, I don't know, it was being stupid.
Maybe it's the operator.
Probably.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it.
No.
Yeah, I'll log out now. Because I got I'll use the other one.
Alright, well, I guess I should here soon, I guess. Getting a little long.
Yeah, have you talked to Matt?
No, I haven't.
No?
Nobody really contacted me. There was a couple. I think my timing on this wasn't really great. Another one here very soon.
After I hang up with you, I'll get over and see if he's available.
Okay.
And I'll shoot you a text and his number.
You have to be really quick though, otherwise I'll just do it. Because I go probably next week.
Oh.
Because there should be some deals starting to fly with the cap change, so maybe I'll
The deadline.
Yeah. Come and just get his number sent to me, and then I'm up for the next one.
For sure.
Alright?
Alright, man. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk to you later, buddy.
Yeah, for sure. Bye.
There's 30 minutes of Dustin movie. Expected to go that long, but it does. So I won't much longer here. Want to start seeing some deals, which would be good. There's a lot of teams that got. Quickly touch on my team. I basically wasn't anticipating doing this coming into the season. I'm still sitting pretty well where I am right now. One, I got bored. Got excited about trying to do something. 3, I was in cap hell for a number of years, and I've wiggled my for a number of years using picks to make some little deals to free cap. Prospect list over that time is down to the point where Button was Ryan Donato was prospect, which was pretty poor. Had no picks to speak of for 26. Had a few in 20, and I started doing this and manipulating a lot of years. And I did it on purpose. I did not partake in the free agents. And then I scored Matt Hunwick for $700,000. Ridiculous for 4 years. It's on him with the Leafs, which has actually panned out. Feels going to be huge for me moving forward. I did nothing, and I kind of got bored one time. I wanted to partake in the auction. So moving and getting to an age where he's still phenomenal. He's still favorite players. But in the next 3 to 4 years to start dwindling, so I wanted to make the asset if I could. Jaris, I had him signed through next year, approaching that UFA age very soon as well, and give another sweetheart deal the next time. Because I think his next deal he's also not going to give a discount. So I realized if I was going to move one, I better move both, maximize I could on my return. At the same time, I am going to compete. Because I don't own my first rounder, not doing a full rip down, and I don't think I think next year I'm gonna a team that might battle for a playoff may not be in a playoff spot. I got points early this year, mind you. With my team now, I've won 3 in a row, so I'm not doing a full rip down. Next year we'll see what happens. Probably do something in free agency. It'd be the following year back with a vengeance. So I'm not a 4-year rebuild or a 5-year rebuild. I'm a 2-year rebuild. And I think that is all you need to bounce a cup contender in this league. So you guys that are sitting on it and sitting and waiting for develop, hope a lot of them flop. It will teach you a lesson that you've 5 years waiting for these guys to do, and you might get 3 out of it's, and maybe, you know, the top end ones, sure, they're gonna be good, but you can also get trade later. I got a Dylan Strong. It's and he's gonna start. So you just don't know. So don't sit on your hands in the long. You're just in time, which is fine. It's a social thing. We got the guys. You do what you can. So really feel the more trade, the better your chance of succeeding, providing you're not a numbskull. If you can make deals and you win each deal, or 70% or 60% even of your you make, by even a slight, and you're winning that many of your deals and you're making deals, that's going to see your assets over time. And you know, like I said, I got 13 picks for 20. There's no way in hell I'm drafting 13 players. And I don't know enough about prospects. Sure, I got 2 years to learn. I have to learn them. But I'd have to hire somebody for me because I'm really not that interested. Those will become assets. I move again pieces because that following year, the 2017 fall team, you're going to see Buffalo as a team that's going to again, and those will be trade to add pieces again. Cap under control, be in amazing shape for cap and the following year. So 2017, I'll be back. A lot of entry level contracts still. A very good team, build with and leadership. So good asset management. Just sitting on your hands isn't going to do it. Waiting for develop isn't going to do it. So that's what you might not, but I do, and I'm also. And that's about it for today. If you have any questions, please leave them. Anything you want to in the next video, I'll make it next time. This one's 4 or so. So a little bit, I'll go the next time. A couple more guys instead for sure, perhaps. I thank Dustin for spending some time with some calls to fill. So rather than having longer or shorter calls, I got one long. Great. So anything you want, rule changes, you have ideas, I will go over all of it. In staff discussions, even. Give you clips and pieces on what we've discussed on the staff board relevant to something you want to. Bring it to me. We'll talk about it. If you want to be in chat, I'd love to talk to more of the league. There's a lot of them here. I'd really like to and have interesting insight. A lot of fun guys like Jir and just everybody's in different parts of the world. See the game differently and have different favorite. The biases are different. It's all interesting, and I want to see you guys involved. All right, thanks a lot. We will talk to you later.